Today, very important. My new sample pack is out today. First link in the description. And we're doing again a special virus crisis deal. It's instead of 20 bucks, just 5. And because we're extremely crazy and I'm very happy reaching 100,000 subscribers here on YouTube. We're also including for the first week all of the past sample packs except number 1. We're now at number 4. So 4, 3, 2 is included. 1, unfortunately not. That's exclusive to Splice. If you want to check that one out, you have to go to Splice. But 3 sample packs, just 5 bucks. All of that included. There will be like a coupon code in the zip file of the one you buy for all of the past sample packs. So if you're interested, go check it out. That's obviously also, of course, a way to support me, the channel, and the new studio construction, which is like the main task upstairs, moving stuff around. I have a plan, and like I'm changing it slightly every day a little. Today I'm changing it a little more, so let's see where this leads us.
Can't help but take it farther. I'm breathing underwater.
So this right here is the floor construction, and there's a big thing that just makes me really mad. These are the wrong ones. I ordered them with a company that sells them and also calculates everything that has to do with it. And I paid for the stuff plus the calculation, and they told me under load it will just like bend to 10%. This is like 2.5 centimeters. So I calculated how much of a gap I will have underneath, and it's less because it's squishing more than it should. It shouldn't move more than 2.5 millimeters if you have 100 kilo on top. And I just walked over it. It moves more and I'm not 100 kilograms. So this makes the entire floor construction not possible, because this has to be calculated really exact. Because if you, for example, put pressure on one point and it moves more than all of the other points that have pressure from the wall, this floor will start to bend. And this will probably not break, but it's kind of weird having a floor that moves too much. It's just too squishy. Like that's not like, doesn't work. So I need to reorder these, either make them bigger, buy more of them, or get them replaced. I mean, that's up to that company to tell me what they can do for me, because I already paid. It's their mistake. Annoying. Really annoying. And there's unfortunately more stuff that I just figured out by moving the blocks that just don't really work. Problem number 1, these huge blocks, I love them. The color, everything just works. 40 centimeters of absorption. But they're a tiny bit too heavy. I can barely move them myself. And the plan was actually, like, there is a back wall, a pretty thick back wall, which is acoustically speaking not that smart, but the plan was to measure it with it and then drill holes into it, like big holes, to make it, like, let everything go through again and still make the entire construction very stable and make sure that the absorbing material doesn't like fall out of that huge box. But I met a new acoustician studio building guy that lives very close by. So far I'm working with 3, but none of them work close by. So I can only show them plans and tell them what I'm doing. This guy will actually come here next week and assist me and help me, because I'm at the point where this entire project is just too big for me. I wanted to make this the biggest, best, most perfect DIY studio, but now I've crossed the budget by a lot. The project is getting bigger and more complicated, and I just simply need help, because there are certain things that I just don't know. I can read as much about it as I want online. First, there are a lot of people telling bullshit, and one person says this and the next one says that. I need someone with experience. I need someone that already built 100 studios, that does it full time, and can like help me. The general idea here in this room is good. He told me it's very, very good, but there's some tweaks and things he suggested that I already right now just tried out to change. For example, this part right here has the width of 2 blocks, and this was actually intended as the door, like a double door open up. And he told me, yes, that's nice, and this way I can get stuff in and out, like a couch, for example. But acoustically speaking, it creates an unbalance in the room, because there's like one part that is not symmetrical, that is like 2 sizes with no absorption. So he suggested to make just 1 door. So I already changed that. You see right here before we had like these 2 not there, so a double door, and now it's just like a single door. It's a little narrow, but it's still fine. Like that's 60 centimeters of a doorway. That's what you in Germany typically have to enter a bathroom, so that's fine. And the door behind it has 80. And with this new plan, I can actually keep the door, that's why it's in again, and have double door and have like the room sealed, and I don't have to construct another lock because here's already one integrated. And by moving all of these a little to the front, I create this huge space behind here that I won't fill out yet. I will measure first, and if necessary, I can go from 40 centimeters absorption plus 60 plus 30 that are already in here. So a lot of back wall absorption, which is always really important because like the sound hits the back wall up front. The side wall is always in an angle, so the sound has to travel through. That's too much TH for a German guy. So the sound has to the sound has to travel through more material because it's hitting it in an angle. Back wall not. That's why always the back wall needs the most treatment. And I also moved the studio because first, you see I'm now behind the studio. I'm building like an air gap where I can walk through. The main reason for this is I have windows here, I have heating here, I need access to them. The heating needs to be accessed once per year to know how much I used it. These walls are walls to the outside. That's the side where the weather hits the building. So once per year you get like a small spot of like water coming through, and I need to be able to check that, and usually it dries away within a couple of days, but this needs to stay free. Same of course on the other side, there will be also a little pass-through way just to keep the room symmetrical, because before I had it slightly moved towards this side to make it inside bigger, but that guy suggested me to make it like straight centered, which makes sense because this way the sound hits both sides at the same time. I thought 40 centimeters of absorption will make that like not that big of a difference anymore, but he told me yes, it will. And that acoustician studio building guy will be here next week. And I'm now just moving everything to where it's supposed to be at the end so that we can measure and get close to a measurement what it would be like once this room is completed. So I'm just placing the blocks, placing the absorbing material in the packaging, just like roughly building this room really quick. This right here will be the sweet spot, since I had to move the entire studio a little to the front by this much to make the back wall thicker and have the door in again. Again, I'm losing a little bit of space inside, but not too much, and it's still a huge room. But I had to move the sweet spot, and I had to move it a little closer to the middle point of the room, which is usually really, really bad. And that's like the point where my acoustic knowledge just stops. Because like it might be a bad thing to move it a little more to the middle point. It's not exactly in the middle. I think it's like, it should be usually 1/3 in, but I'm like more like 2 meters further to the middle. I don't know, like that's the stuff where I just don't know if it is good, if it's bad, if I should move back or to the front. I can't calculate it. But that acoustic guy, he has like a special mic that is even way more special than the measurement mics you usually get. He will come here and help me to find the sweet spot, help me to, because this room, it's like a room within a room, like all of these blocks, I can still move them to the front or back by a little. I have a little bit of wiggle room. And to figure that one out, which I just really can't, that's like the end of where I know how to do things myself, I will just do whatever he suggests and proceed with the building of it. But this right here is like the first time I can really visualize what the studio will look like. I could give you a tour, but since it's not entirely finished, this wouldn't be the real tour, but maybe tomorrow. In tomorrow's vlog, I'll like show you once around this. I won't further construct anymore. The rest of the day is just focusing again on making music, because as you know, my song Due to You will be out on the 26th this month. And then I need to have the next one ready, the latest. And also please don't forget about that sample pack. Link down below, first link in the description. It's like it's a really fair deal, and I hope it helps everyone out there. And I hope you're also fine to help me to make all of this happen. And the biggest question mark are still the speakers. I want to build them myself, but also that like is above the abilities of my knowledge. So I'll need someone to consult me making these, and of course the budget. But yeah, anyways. Thanks a lot for watching. Tomorrow, little tour, sample pack down below in the description. And yeah, see you tomorrow again here in the studio.
I want you now, don't let me down. I'm falling in, so help me out. I want you now, don't let me down. I'm falling in, so help me out. 'Cause we just